Hi, this is Jimmy Black. I'm with Music on 11. I'm here with Dino from Fear Factory. Welcome back to Oklahoma City.
Thank you very much. It's been a while since we've been here, and then obviously when we get here, there's tornado warnings. So I got really good footage of, some tornadoes touching down, which is only, 15 to 30 miles away from here, which is pretty scary. I've never been in anything like that before. Obviously in California, where I'm from, we get a lot of earthquakes and stuff like that, but not tornadoes. So it's pretty exciting and scary at the same time.
So you
Especially
haven't...
when the siren comes out, that's really scary.
So you haven't dealt with anything like that in a tour so far, huh?
No, actually, we haven't. Not that I can remember.
Welcome to Oklahoma.
OKC.
I wish we were known for something. Well, we have the basketball team. That's pretty
You
good.
got Kevin Durant here. He's on the list tonight.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Well, we look forward to seeing Kevin here.
I mean, I doubt he'll come, but he's on the list.
So other than the tornadoes and the sirens, how's the tour been going so far?
It's been going great. We've actually, when we started the tour a month ago, we actually been hitting some bad weather. When we were in Colorado, we had a lot of snow and ice. One day when we were at the club, after we got off stage, we tried to put our key into the keyhole of the door, and it didn't work because the keyhole was frozen. So we couldn't get in our own bus. So we had to pretty much melt it.
So that dude put like a lighter to the key and try to get in there?
Yeah. Well, somebody we knew had a little blowtorch. Just got us in there. But, tour's been going great. Just, it's been freaky weather out here.
Now, you guys are touring around the album that you guys released. It's almost been a year ago, The Industrialist.
Yeah, in June it'll be a year.
Going into Write the Industrialist, what approach did you guys approach that a little bit differently this time than the last album?
Yeah, well, the last album we had a different lineup. We had a couple of guys. Actually, we had a different drummer. Her name was Gene Hogan. He played on the record. For the most part, he played on most of the record. Some of it was drum machine.
Mm-hmm.
But on this record, we, due to his commitments, we had to use a drum program for the whole album. So it's the first time we've used it for a whole album. So that approach was a little bit different.
Did it work a little bit easier not having to have Gene come in and redo things? I mean, you could just sit there and program it, or...
Definitely it was a lot easier because it was less writing time. So we approached it a little bit differently. But, obviously we're a band that's familiar with technology, and people are familiar with us using this type of technology.
Right.
We've been talking about it since day one, since we existed.
Now, you guys have been around for, almost 25 years now?
Since 1990, so 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah, which is a long time.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah. So anyways, we've always talked about technology and how technology plays a big part in our life. And, we've always used stuff like that on the albums. So it was a little bit different for us to use a drum program for the whole album, which we used it just for parts of albums,
right.
So that was a little bit different, and the writing process was much faster.
Now, you did both guitar and bass on the album?
Guitar and bass. I've been doing that since pretty much day one.
Right.
On most of the records.
Since Soul of a New Machine, pretty much.
Yeah. Soul of a New Machine, Demanufacture, Mechanize, and The Industrialist.
Now, do you have any input as far as lyrics go, or is that just all Bert?
I'm gonna have input as far as lyrics go, mainly song titles or ideas.
Mm-hmm. Concepts and...
Yeah, concepts. But as far as like lyrics, maybe I might have a line or two, but I'm not really that good at it.
Okay, so you pretty much stick to the instrument portion of it.
Yeah, instrument portion, like The Industrialist. Like I come up with the album titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'll give Burton a basic meaning of what it could mean, or he could just put his own flavor on it, and then
right.
he writes a whole story around it.
Now, why did you pick The Industrialist?
It's a big name. It's huge. It's a big meaning. An industrialist is obviously a person who basically owns big manufacturing plants.
Mm-hmm.
That manufacture large machineries and things like that. And there was a documentary on an actual industrialist, persons that they call industrialists that make big. They were making big war machines.
Right.
Stuff for war. and they call them the Industrialists.
Now I know that
So I
there's
thought that was perfect.
a few different versions of the album, and I showed the LP earlier, and then there's a book form that's the deluxe version that actually has a story in that. Now, was that did you have input on the concept with the storyline for that, or was that something that you guys worked on together?
Whenever Bert comes up with, after we talk about the idea, then he writes it and he lets me read it, and if I want to make any changes or if I have any suggestions, we'll talk about it. But mainly he sticks to the writing. So as far as the booklet, he pretty much wrote all that, but obviously, I have to read it as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he also do little sketches in there just to give it a little bit of something for it to look at.
Now, I heard that you guys might possibly have a graphic novel that's going to go along with it.
Well, Bert wants to put out a comic book, which is partly done.
It is partly done, so
Yeah.
that is something that will see the light of day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What is your favorite track? What is the track that you're proudest of so far that you wrote on?
For me, the opening track is
It's brutal.
It's not just brutal, but it has a really epic intro.
It honestly sounds like something that would have been part of Demanufacture. It does.
Yeah, it's got that flavor, but it just has a really epic intro that you'll see it tonight live if you guys are going to stay to the
Is
show.
that going to be your opener?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Of course, that's the opener. We always use the first track from the new album as an opener.
Now, you guys have had several covers over the years that you guys have done. Did you guys record any covers with this album that you didn't release, or?
Yes, we did. We recorded by this industrial band called Pitch Shifter.
Okay.
Back in the early '90s, they came out. The song was called Landfill. We did a cover song of.
Now, Landfill is actually an extra track that you can only get on the deluxe album, correct?
Yes. And then we did one from a band called Big Black, called Passing Complexion. And we did a band called Sonic Violence. We did one of their songs, and I'm not sure if they're released on anything or not.
I know the Pitch Shifter is just from the deluxe album, but I'm not sure if I'd seen those on any of the other releases.
Yeah, we also did a cover version of our own song called Timelessness.
That was an acoustic, correct?
Acoustic guitar, yeah.
Now, that was, I think, only on the Japanese iTunes release?
Yeah, there's so many different,
something like that.
so many different versions. I forget what version is what. But
it's kind of hard to keep track of all that after a while, isn't it? Now, did you guys do any, are you planning on doing any remixes? I know that you guys had done that for the first couple of albums that you did. Fear is the Mind Killer and Remanufacture.
That was definitely ahead of its time.
Oh, definitely.
We were definitely influenced by bands like Ministry and Godflesh, and they were kind of doing stuff like that before. But no one had ever really done industrial, techno, death metal remixes.
And you guys had Gabber remixes that
were
just so fast.
Yeah, Gabber remixes that were insane. No, we don't plan on doing it.
Now, are there any plans on releasing a DVD like Digital Connectivity, or do you guys have anything?
Not at the moment, but we are going to be doing some special things coming up. We are doing the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise.
Okay.
Where we're going to be playing the record Demanufacture from start to finish. So possibly there might be something live of that. Live DVD or live CD. I don't know. We'll see.
Awesome. Now, do you guys have anything else in the works that you want to talk about?
Just we're going to be doing these tours. We got Australia coming up. We got Europe festivals. We got a Russian tour that we're going to be doing, which is I've never done before, which is great.
That's awesome.
I've been to Russia before. We've done 1 or 2 shows, but never 8, 9 shows. So it's going to be cool. And then after that, we're going to go right into do a new record. That takes us into September, and then from there, we're going to start doing a new record.
Now, do you ride on the road as you guys are traveling, or?
Yes, we do ride on the road. We have some things here. We don't have our computer set up. We put them away.
Yeah. Do you already have some concepts and what you're thinking
still,
about?
Stuff that we're talking about for sure. I don't want to give anything away.
No. Save that for
we're talking about a lot of the concepts of what we're going to be singing about. And a lot of times I like to try to come up with a title before we even work on anything because it kind of gives you a picture of where you want to go.
Right. And that's a secret right now.
Yeah.
Now, if fans want to get a hold of you, if they want to see what you're doing, what's coming up, where are they going to go?
FearFactory.com or DinoCazares.com.
Any last words for you fans out there?
Thank you very much for the support, man. We appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you guys out there on the road.
Keep it turned up to 11.